We hear all the time people say they want to create a legacy for their family as well as their children. People don't understand that they're why and have a tendency to criticize and not look at the bigger picture. Going against the grain is never easy. How often do you see a student athlete not only become a role model, but create a legacy for other student athletes? Man, that is something that should be celebrated. This is a Tomorrow Leader Sports Network Legacy Series. And today we discuss Travis Hunter, Jackson State, two-way player from Conyers Hills High School, who, as a #1 player in the country, the first 5-star athlete to choose an HBCU over a Power 5 school, and has gotten his first NIL deal. Travis Hunter turned the college football world upside down on deciding to take his talents during the early signing period to the I Love Jackson State University. Many didn't believe that he was actually going to sign there. A lot of people hoped that it was a bad dream, hoping that once they woke up from that dream, everything's going to be back to normal. But you know what? Hunter stood true to what he felt in his heart, in which he wanted to take his talents to an HBCU instead of a Power 5 school. And like many of you out there, you thought it was a hoax. Well, guess what? If you didn't see the lovely letter that he left on his Twitter account, it's official. He was definitely taking his talents to Jackson State University. Many wanted to know how, why, what do they do that the Power 5 schools didn't do? What was it about Jackson State that lured him there instead of him going to Florida State, as many have projected him to do? It's well documented, and it displays by a person's character and comments that dislike when people go against the grain and instead of following behind the mass. So many people out there that don't like the idea that an HBCU got the best of a power institution with recruiting Travis Hunter to an HBCU. Look at how ESPN changed up all of a sudden. They want to re-rate him as far as now he's the ESPN #2 rated player in the country after his decision. With the bad comes the good. And when you're getting praise from Coach Mariucci saying that the #1 player in the country has committed to Jackson State University while participating at the Under Armour All-American game, you know that's love right there. I mentioned all of this because this young man understands how to move in a room. He's been around big-time athletes, coaches, YouTubers, and the list goes on and on. At 17 years old, he has a plan of where he wants to go and how he wants to go about doing so when it comes to leaving an everlasting, impactful legacy. No one really took a look at his why this young man makes the decisions that he makes when it comes to how he wants to see things progress for student athletes that look just like himself. I must admit, Hunter has a strong family foundation because this young man has continued to remain grounded, playing a sport that he loves to play. From being on Cam Newton's 7-on-7 team that won the championship, bouncing back from an injury during his senior year of high school to help his Conyers Hills High School football team win the state championship, to YouTube sensation destroying, being on the sideline to cheer him on, not only during the game against Brookwood in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but also in Hawaii when he was playing in the Polynesian Bowl. And not to mention the many coaches that have wished him well along the way and always given that positive insight for him to continue on and move forward and do great things with his future endeavors. Travis Hunter has just gotten his first NIL deal. J5 Cafe Company, which is one of the many companies owned by J5 Solutions, which is a Black-owned company that's out of Columbus, Mississippi. Now, according to the Clarion Ledger, J5 partnership with Hunter was paramount because both expressed the mission of making a difference in HBCU colleges. Now, in order to make a difference, you have to be different and not follow the masses, because following the masses will only get you so far in life. And then it comes a point in time where you have to make that critical decision on which direction it is that you choose to go. Now, we've already seen that Travis Hunter direction, his course of where he's going has already been set and already been predetermined. It's almost as if this young man has literally strategically put a plan in place as far as where he's looking to go, how he's looking to get there, and what it is he's looking to achieve. And what he's looking to achieve is making a difference. This young man speaks about difference all the time, especially on his Twitter posts. You see the difference. You always see him talking about difference. The change started with choosing the HBCU over a Power 5 school. The next change came with choosing the NIL deal that fits with where he's looking to take his brand and how he wishes to help others see the change he is looking to make. How this young man is starting off his collegiate career, creating a legacy followed by other collegiate athletes out there around the country. I would say he's off to a great start, especially partnering with a company that is giving back HBCU community in Mississippi and expressing the importance of supporting all HBCUs across the country. Some folks may get it, others may not. But Travis Hunter has created a legacy that will only grow bigger, brighter, and louder for all of us to enjoy and pay attention to. When athletes like J.R. Smith are giving him his flowers early on for going against the grain, picking an HBCU instead of going to a Power 5. Remember, one thing he's already doing is working in the community, speaking with young athletes, letting them know you can still make it by going to an HBCU instead of a Power 5 university. Continue to keep doing the great work that you're doing, Travis Hunter, projecting your vision for the world to see. And lastly, let's make sure we celebrate this young man and everything that he's putting his hands on, because guess what? What he's doing is he's giving back already, which we haven't seen many out there willing to do. Remember one thing, glitz and glamour is one thing, but having a true foundation of where you're trying to go and the legacy that you're trying to build is everlasting. Travis Hunter, I'm adding you to the legacy series because you're creating a legacy that's going to be everlasting for all student athletes to see, not just only young men playing football, but young women playing basketball, softball, and the sports that they play as well. You don't understand how impactful that you are to the next generation of athletes. Continue to keep doing the wonderful things that you're doing and touching those individuals out that you may come across. The message that you're portraying onto others is beautiful. It's so beautiful for the world to see. Thank you for watching Tomorrow Leader Sports Network Legacy Series episode. Travis Hunter is creating a legacy right before our eyes. Until next time.